everyone. I'm Jim Longworth, and welcome to another edition of Forsyth County Connections, coming to you from the studios of Government Center in downtown Winston-Salem. So glad you could be with us. We have a lot in store for you, some great guests, important information along the way in this half hour. And where we want to start is talking about, and take a deep breath, taxes. Now, wait a minute, don't get nervous. I'm not going to say you're going to go pay your taxes right now or you're late or whatever. We're going to talk about tax relief and some other things with our visitor here with us, John Burgiss, is tax assessor and collector for Forsyth County. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
First of all, why are property taxes so important? What function do they really serve on a basic level?
Sure. Well, the county itself provides a lot of services that are vital for a very good and healthy community. And property taxes plays a huge role in funding those services. So about 54% of all the funding needs for the county comes through property tax. And some of the largest things that the county funds, by far the largest one is public education. Okay. At about 43% of the total budget for the county goes to either the K-12 school funds or Forsyth Tech as well. Right. And then the other things that the county funds or helps funds are also public safety at about 17%, and then social services and about 7% for public health.
Now, how does the property tax rate in Forsyth County rank or compare to other counties of similar size and population?
That's a good question. Forsyth County's current tax rate is 67.78 cents per $100 of value. And the best way to kind of describe that is to do a comparison. And the best way I know to describe how to talk about that will be talking about something that we all know, something like the temperature outside. We know the temperature outside may be 70 degrees, but based on things like humidity or wind, it may feel like 60 degrees. Right. In the same way, we need to talk about property tax rates. So if you were to compare us to, say, our neighbor Guilford County, the county tax rate is 5 cents less than Guilford County's current tax rate.
Wow, I didn't know that.
It is. But when you take into other factors that affect things, such as the date of the county's reappraisal and things like that, you find out that the effective tax rate is actually even a greater disparity, and Forsyth County's rate is about 10 cents less effective tax rate than Guilford County.
Look, now at the beginning of the segment, I mentioned something that I was kind of in disbelief over when you sent me the email, tax relief program. What is that about?
That's right. Well, I appreciate you asking, because it's actually an important time of year right now. And before I say anything else about these three programs, I want to mention that June 1st is the deadline to make application for any of these three programs.
Okay.
So make sure I get that in.
All right.
As far as the tax relief programs, the largest one is the senior citizen exemption. And for that, the qualifications are you have to be 65 years of age or older, okay, own or occupy your own home, and have an income less than $36,700 a year. Okay. If you apply and meet those criteria, the benefit is really good. It either takes away the first $25,000 in appraised value off of your home, so it'll lower your tax bill. Great. Up to half of the value of your home. So if you had a tax bill, say, of $2,000, that could easily turn into $1,000. So quite a benefit. Wow. Absolutely.
That's neat.
That is. And we have another one the state has another one for disabled veterans. And so if you are a disabled veteran you're 100% totally disabled through a service-related event, there's no age restriction or income restriction on this one. The first $45,000 in value off of your tax bill value can be reduced. Right. So that's very good. The last one is something called circuit breaker. And that one is for individuals age 65 years of age or older and have an income less than $55,050. And what this one does, it's a little different. It's a deferral, but it caps the amount of property tax that you would pay to either 4 or 5% of your income.
Oh, okay. Man, that's three good options. Oh, I've just learned so much on that. Is there a place where people can get more information, or a website or anything?
Absolutely. There's several places. The best thing to do, really, in my opinion, is just to give us a phone call. We have customer service representatives answering the phone every day. Okay. Our phone number is 336-703-2300. Okay. And you can also come see us at the Forsyth County Government Center at 201 North Chestnut Street. And we also have a web presence in all of our forms are available there as well.
John, appreciate the information and all the hard work that you do behind the scenes. Thanks for everything.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back after this.
Emergencies happen. Every home needs an emergency kit. Are you ready? Start with a large suitcase. They're mobile. For safety and security, pack extra clothes, matches inside a waterproof container, a first aid kit and manual, flashlight and battery-powered radio and extra batteries. For nutrition, your kit should contain a 3-day supply of non-perishable food, kitchen utensils like a manual can opener. For hygiene, pack hand sanitizer, soap, bleach, and toilet paper. For financial matters, have these important documents: photocopies of identification, insurance policies, credit cards, cash and coins. For health, prescription medications, glasses and hearing aids. For your mental health, consider a simple board game. Your kid should match your family. It may be different if you have an infant, seniors, or pets. It may even vary from one season to the next. Update the kit whenever we roll the clocks forward in the spring and back in the fall. You can see other examples of what you may want in the kit at readyforsyth.org. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at readyforsyth.
Back now for Forsyth County Connections, and we welcome back to the program one of our special guests who drops in every once in a while to let us know what's going on in the library world. Is that library world?
Yeah,
that's
library
a good phrase.
world.
Yeah, okay. And Mia Jordan is here with us. She's Teen Services Supervisor at Forsyth County Central Library. Thanks for coming back.
Thank you for having me.
Let's talk about summer reading program. And it's about to start, so now when will it officially begin? What are the hours going to be? So sort of bring me up to speed on that.
Okay, so summer reading kicks off when the school year ends. So June 7th, Friday, June 7th is our kickoff for summer reading. It goes to Friday, July 26th. Our kickoff event will be at the Central Library. We'll be having Gray Seal puppets, Salem Lake Creek critters.
Are these real critters that you're going to have?
They're going to have turtles and some other animals.
So you're going to have a lot of stuff.
Gaming, face painting, snacks.
Throughout the whole summer, you're going to have that stuff.
So yes, this is just the kickoff party. It'll be at the Central Library on June 7th from 6 to 7:30, and then you can pick up your reading logs starting June 7th or print them off from our website, and then you have until July 26th to read as much as you can and come to programs and for a chance.
How do you encourage? I guess you just answered it in part when you talk about win something, but how do you sort of encourage kids to read and read more and keep reading, especially in summer when they're not in school? Do you have any little tricks to it, or is it just about winning something or getting gratification? How do you do that?
We encourage reading several ways. We do have the reading recommendations that we have on our website and bookmarks. We have the reading logs where they can fill out the reading log, and the more they read, the more they can turn in the log for a small prize and get the chances to win larger prizes.
Okay.
Each one is an entry into like a larger prize
So
drawing.
there's some motivation.
Yeah,
there.
there's some motivation there, and we just make reading fun. We have the programs, like the free programs and experiences to draw people to the library and connect them with books.
I'm glad you said free program, because if parents want to drop the kids off or whatever, then they don't have to worry about paying a fee.
Yeah, everything's free.
Now, let me ask you, there's something you sent me an email about, and you said that you have a theme that you're going by, and let me read this right off your email. Adventure begins at your library. What does that mean?
Each year we have a different theme, and this year's is Adventure Begins at Your Library for the summer reading. And what it means is the library coming to the library, you get new experiences, you can learn new things, you can meet new people, and have a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's kind of a social aspect to it too, because if you're away from school, you have that camaraderie and you see other kids and do fun things. Now, is there a website or a place or whatever, phone number or something where people can learn, like especially parents, can learn more about the things you're talking about and schedules and stuff?
Yes. So the Forsyth County Public Library has our website, forsythlibrary.org, and the summer reading calendar will be up there, so you can go there to see all the events. It'll talk about the reading logs. Starting June 7th, you can download the reading logs from there or pick them up at any of our 10 locations. And yes, so we have the social media as well.
And these are age range from, kids are what? From what year to what year?
Good point. So this is all ages. So I talk about kids, but there's children, teen, and adults. Everyone is encouraged to read during the summer.
Oh, so I can even go?
Yes.
Wow.
You can get prizes. So,
Well, that's what I need as a prize. All right,
yeah,
so I hope
everyone
people...
should read.
Well, I just appreciate what you're doing. It's great what you're doing for the kids. Thank you, Mia. I appreciate
Thank you.
that. We'll be right back after this.
Does that golden dust have you on the defense? Stay ahead of the pollen with the Forsyth County pollen forecast delivered by email.
You got mail.
The Forsyth County Office of Environmental Assistance and Protection uses a pollen sampler in downtown to capture readings Monday through Friday. They analyze the findings, create a forecast, and
You got mail.
you have a forecast in your email for the next 3 days. Sign up online today.
Back now on Forsyth County Connections. Thanks for staying with us. We have a lot more in store for you, including this gentleman who's been on the show before. We're so glad to have him back because he's always got great information for us. Rick Hall, Social Services Division Director for Forsyth County. Welcome back, Rick.
Good to be here.
And as we just learned off camera, a grandfather now, so congratulations on that.
Thank you very much. I worked hard at it.
Yeah. Well, now you come to us from the county's Health and Human Services Division, but let's focus on senior efforts and what they include specifically.
Yeah, Jim, really when we think about how we support seniors or older adults, one of the things that we really want to focus on as adults age, which you just referenced, an age reference with me, for all of us as we age, some of our capabilities are diminished, and what we want to do as an agency is to try to provide support, services, programs which are going to support them as they age. And the whole effort there is to try to help them to promote their independence and to support them in meeting their essential needs. As a part of that whole idea of really independence, one of our primary things is to help them age in place. So that is going to prevent premature placement, help them to live in the place where they feel most comfortable. So we do that through a lot of programs, things that some people may be familiar with, in-home aid, Meals on Wheels, adult daycare, things like that.
Yeah, when I was a teenager, I delivered Meals on Wheels, and then later on did some of that. It's a great program, and I just appreciate everything you guys are doing to try to help seniors. Now, I was looking at an email from you one day, and it talked about how people are very familiar with things for kids, like if a child is terminally ill, the child can do a Make-A-Wish type thing, which is great. But now, is there anything similar to that for seniors?
It's funny you say that because there is a program which is unique to Forsyth County. I'm not aware of any other county that has this service. And the program is entitled the If Only program.
Okay.
And this program was established through a generous donation from a former resident of Forsyth County, the O. Moser family. And we are benefiting from that. And it is a program similar to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, but for senior adults.
Well, how has that been working?
It is something that I'm pleased to say is nothing short of a miraculous gift to our community for many people who participate in it. In fact, it really is something where when nothing else can meet a need, then this program steps in to do something.
Well, it's sort of a two-pronged question, but the same question. Who's eligible for general services that you offer for seniors and trying to, to age in place, that kind of thing, and for the If Only program? So sort of help me with that. How am I eligible for any of that?
So in a general sense, each program, whether we're talking about adult protective services or guardianship, they all vary. Many of those, however, are based on statutory requirements, based on North Carolina or federal law, what have you. But the If Only program is a little unique, and those criteria are based all around the donation that was originally given, the endowment. And so those eligibility criteria are, first, an individual must be 60 years of age or older.
Right.
They must have some type of life-threatening or disabling condition that they have. They need to have a demonstrated need in finances or have limited finances, which are going to prevent them from meeting this need another way. They need to be somehow physically or cognitively impaired.
Right.
But they also need to be able to participate in whatever request that
whatever
they're
it
making.
is their wish is. But going back to just general services before we lose time here, and we didn't rehearse this or anything, but I'm curious, in just generally being served and helped through your department as a senior, people debate about what is a senior. Is it 55? Is it 60? Is it 65? Do you have any answer on that?
You know, as I mentioned, some of these things are embedded in statute. So there may be some things that are required, like, 60 or 55. But generally speaking, when it comes to services that are provided by adult services in Forsyth County DSS, most of those definitions are functionally defined. So in other words, if you're an able-bodied adult who does not need assistance,
I got you.
then most of our programs you would not be eligible for. But on the flip side, most folks would say, well, I don't need that help.
Okay.
But for those who have some functional impairment, so that could mean a person at 35 years old with a
35,
traumatic
40,
brain injury,
right.
Or a 70-year-old may say, I don't need help, I'm perfectly fine.
Is there a website or something where people can apply or get more information?
There sure is. In fact, the easiest way to look for this is to look on our Health and Human Services portion of the county website. And you can do a search for If Only, or right on that Health and Human Services page, you can do a search for If Only, or it'll come up on the Adult Services page. When you click on that, it'll take you to a page that's just dedicated to If Only. You can get an application, download it there, submit it electronically, or bring it in or mail it in.
Thanks, Grandpa.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Rick Hall with some great information. We'll be right back after this.
Medications taken as prescribed for you are safe. They should only come from a pharmacy or healthcare provider. Counterfeit prescription pills can kill. One pill can kill.
Back now on Forsyth County Connections, and anytime we can grab this special guest for a few minutes, we are so glad to have her. We've had her on the program before, Dr. Kathleen Staton. She's Dentist Director for Forsyth County. Welcome back.
Thank you so much for having me.
Your Preventive Dentistry program, I understand, is celebrating a special anniversary. So I guess my question is, how many years and why was it created to begin with?
So the Preventive Dental Hygiene Program is turning 50 this year, which is quite a milestone. And this program was created when dental disease was rampant in the state. And there were state public health dentists who went around and treated disease in communities that had particular need. But what they were finding was they just couldn't keep on top of it. They couldn't get ahead of the disease. So they developed a program with preventive dental hygienists who could go out and provide preventive services. So they could prevent the disease before it happened. And this is especially important with young children who frequently don't have the resources themselves to seek care.
Right.
Yes, so if you can stop a cavity from forming through education, through use of fluoride, then you're really doing a great service.
Well, let's go back to the early days of this 50 years ago. How have things changed? Because a lot of people probably don't realize that 50 years ago there were public servants that went out to try to do this work. Now people pretty much go to their own dentist as a rule. But how have things changed with your program?
Well, we have seen an increase in dentists who are willing to accept and serve patients who are in need. And just the number of dentists in general has increased, but every generation has its own challenges. You know, refined sugars are a challenge. The COVID pandemic recently has been a challenge. So our strategies have evolved through the years. In the past, there was a fluoride mouth rinse program. We now know that most kids get fluoridated water and have access to fluoride toothpaste. So education has really become our focus.
Now, how does your team approach to this, your staff working together to create a patient experience? How is that patient experience different from maybe what they would get somewhere else?
So we like to focus on equipping our patients with the tools that they need to care for their mouths. You know, if you're lucky, you see your dentist twice a year, and what you're doing day to day, brushing, flossing, the things that you eat every day, for example, really make a difference. So equipping patients with that knowledge is important to us. And also with the hygienists out in schools, students get to interact with these professionals in an environment that's safe and comfortable for them.
Yeah, now again, going back to what I'm calling the old days of this 50 years ago, the hygienist or somebody would go into the schools and give them tips on proper brushing, that kind of thing. Does that kind of preventive approach still apply with folks going into schools and talking to kids?
It definitely does. Our hygienists screen thousands of kids every year, and that gives us important information that we need to help develop programs, but also the children that they screen that have severe dental needs, and they do find children who have abscessed teeth or who are in pain. They then reach out to families and parents and provide them with resources so that they can get care. And we see patients who come referred from the Preventive Dental Program in the Cleveland Avenue Dental Center. And it's really important because a child in pain can't learn, can't eat, can't speak or socialize the way they really should.
Right. Now, over the 50-year period, though, as you look back on it, not that you were there 50 years ago, because I think you're only 15 now, but I guess there's been an appreciable progress made in terms of student dental health?
There is, and mostly what we're seeing is that students have dental homes now. That's important. But reinforcing home care is very important. And we also still see populations of students who move from a different region to our region and haven't had, the same opportunities or haven't found a dentist.
Right.
So our referral program with Preventive Dental Health is very important for that.
We have a few seconds left. If I ask you to give me one tip, just one dental health tip that you think is important, and I held you to just one tip, what would it be?
Well, I would say rethink your drink. Sweet juices, even sports drinks that have sugar in them can really increase your risk for tooth decay.
Okay. She's just shamed me, and I won't tell you why. It's my ginger ale that I drink. Doc, thanks for all the good information. Can people get any, speaking of information, is there a website or anything people could go to?
There is, and you can find a link to our Preventive Dental Hygiene Program on the Forsyth County Health and Human Services website. You can also find the Cleveland Avenue Dental Center on there as well under services for families and children.
Dr. Kathleen Staton, thank you.
Thank you so much, Jim.
Forsyth County residents outside Winston-Salem can be notified in cases of emergency. Code RED. Code RED is a free subscription-based alert system allowing residents to opt in and receive notifications from 911 about emergency operations happening near their location. The service is free and notifications are managed by 911. From the Forsyth County Emergency Services webpage, select the Code RED box, create an account, complete the questions, and you've opted into a program that will keep you alerted. Code RED.
Back now on Forsyth County Connections, and I just happened to be thinking to myself, gosh, I wonder if we could find somebody to talk about what's going on at Tanglewood and the pools. And guess who walked in? Alex Bennett, Parks Operations Manager, Forsyth County. Good to see you again.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me.
All right, so seriously now, summer's about to start. That means public pools are going to be open. What kind of preparation and planning have you guys undertaken to get the Tanglewood pool ready? What does it entail?
Well, thanks for asking. By the way, I know that's one of those things that typically kind of flies under the radar, especially with our seasonal operations. We have a dedicated maintenance staff that really works really hard to make sure that they're doing systems checks, checking water chemistry, doing a lot of inspections, getting the aquatics facility ready, interior buildings, as well as the pool deck and any water features and things there. So they do a lot of work starting as early as February, kind of leading all the way up until Memorial Day weekend, getting ready for the facility.
Now help me with the terms and understanding things. Everybody knows about the pool. You're talking about getting the pool ready. Is there also like a separate aquatic facility or anything like that's over there or to maintain? Or?
So we operate one aquatic center is what it's kind of titled, and it's actually 4 different bodies of water. So our staff have to maintain those 4 different bodies of water.
Wow.
Make sure the chemical levels are correct, all the chemical feeders and things are inspected, and all the systems are checked regularly.
Right. 4 pools. I didn't realize that. That is a lot of responsibility. Now, we're talking about things getting ready to open. What are going to be the hours of operation and when people can use it?
All right. So we do open the Saturday before Memorial Day. So this year that falls on May 25th.
Okay.
So pretty much it's a summer seasonal operation. So it runs all the way till Labor Day Monday, which is September 2nd. The traditional hours are 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. And then on Sundays we do close at 6. We do ask that everybody kind of monitors the school schedules because we do adjust our operating hours based on the local schools.
Right. If parents are watching this and they're thinking, oh, this will be great, I can send my kids over and they can have a great aquatic experience, are there going to be fees involved with somebody using the pool?
$8 for general admission. We do offer a $1 discount for younger children, ages 3 to 5, and then senior rate of 55 and up is also a $1 discount.
All right. Now, Alex, let's talk about what people can bring with them and what maybe they should bring with them, and most importantly, what can they not bring with them. So give me the do's and don'ts on that.
All right. We do ask people to plan ahead. There's a lot of things we don't allow in the facility just to ensure we can keep the facility safe and well maintained and clean. Some things are, umbrellas, outside deck furniture, things like that are not allowed in the facility. We don't allow large coolers or anything of that nature just because of deck space, limited deck space.
Right.
So do allow smaller handheld coolers for bottled water, baby formula, any prepackaged snacks. We don't allow any outside meals. There are areas within the park that people are able to enjoy those meals, just not inside the aquatic center specifically.
Oh, I got you. So there are refreshments available in the area, and that's why people should not bring a whole bunch of picnic baskets and things like that. Okay, now here comes the depressing part. What if we're out there having fun at the pool? We paid the $8 to get in per person, and then it starts raining or storming, and then somebody like you comes out and waves at everybody, says pool is closed. Now what happens?
Right.
So again, do I get my money back or what?
Right. So safety is a very high priority for an outdoor facility. And as we know in North Carolina, summer storms happen. We do offer rain passes if their closures are longer than a certain period of time and if the closure happens later in the afternoon. So what that does, it's a rain pass that they'd be able to use and come back on another day.
Right. Now, how can folks learn more about the kind of things we're discussing? Because we can't cover everything. Is there a website or something people can go to and find out, oh yeah, what did he say about hours of operation and do's and don'ts and whatever that? Is there a place people can go?
Absolutely, yeah. If you can go to just www.tanglewoodpark.org, and then on the right-hand side, you can click swimming, and then I'll go directly to the Aquatic Center website and has all the details.
Is it true that you prohibited me from using the pool because I don't look good in a bathing suit? Is that true? Or no, everybody's welcome, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Everybody's welcome.
Alex, I think, really, seriously though, your crew does a great job getting things ready, and people don't understand how much work goes into that. And so tell them all for me, we appreciate it. As we wrap up the program, I want to thank a few good folks here. Of course, I mentioned to you that we shoot the show here in the studios of Government Center in downtown Winston-Salem, and we do that with the help of Jeff Fabrizio, who takes care of the making sure that everything gets videotaped and editing, and we appreciate that. Ed McNeil, our executive producer, takes care of that, and shout out to Dudley Watts, the almost not county manager. He's a short timer now. Dudley has announced his retirement, as you know, from the headlines before, but Dudley has been helping us with the program all along in our 39 episodes, and we will feature him in the next program probably. For all of us here at Forsyth County Connections, I'm Jim Longworth. We'll see you next time.